I honestly can't believe it. Well, I know I may sound a bit sick today, but I honestly cannot believe that it's race week for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, Sebastian Vettel's final Formula One Grand Prix. A career that I've seen for quite some time. Vettel dominating the sport from 2010 until 2013. And some of the best years of his life, even having some great victories in 2017, 18, and 19. But Sebastian Vettel's career isn't just something you can explain in about 30 seconds. It can take minutes, hours, if you're crazy enough, days. Sebastian Vettel, well, it's almost the end of an era, a driver that has been full of talent in his entire career, is kissing goodbye to Formula One after 15 years of happiness. I guess in some years he's had happiness, some years he's had pure disappointment. I can give an example of 2022 and 2020, but disappointments are part of sport. It's part of Formula One. But the disappointing years are not more than the great years that Sebastian Vettel has had in the sport. Because Sebastian Vettel, from the time he made it to Formula One, he has been one driver that people said was going to be champion one day, and some said he won't be champion, specifically some guys from BBC. But then he went on to win 4 world championships, which is beyond superb. And a driver that fiercely battles, but cautiously, depending on the race it is, like China 2010, for instance. And I mean, the day I watched Formula One, I was watching Sebastian Vettel dominating the sport. From what I can remember, 2011, the first time I watched Formula One, Sebastian Vettel was on top and was in his prime. One of the best Formula One drivers the world had ever seen. And Vettel always liked competition. He loved racing and loved to race fair. He loved to be the ambitious one and always wanted the best car. Every champion wants the best car. And even though there were years where he had the best car, he was receiving fierce competition. We can include the likes of Fernando Alonso, his title rival in 2010, 2011, and 2012, and maybe, if you may say, 2013. Then you've got Lewis Hamilton in 2017, 2018, but they battled and battled. And even Mark Webber, if you want. For Sebastian Vettel's first success of winning the Formula One World Championship in 2010 was when different drivers such as Mark Webber, Lewis Hamilton, and Jenson Button, I guess, and Fernando Alonso, of course, were all in the hunt for the World Drivers' Championship. And the best driver always wins, at times. If you can exclude 11 years later from this event. But Sebastian Vettel won his first Formula One World Championship, and a very emotional day for the German. A pretty cool day for Sebastian, Red Bull's first drivers' champion, the youngest drivers' champion to date, Red Bull's first constructors' title, and so many things. Abu Dhabi is the site for so many things. He won here in 2009, he won here in 2010, his title, and sadly, he's going to be retiring at Abu Dhabi. And in 2011, he battled again with Fernando Alonso, but he was the most superior driver. 2010, going back to it, it was the year where Sebastian Vettel had a great car for it, but there were better drivers out there. You had Lewis Hamilton, you had Mark Webber, you had Fernando Alonso, you had Jenson Button. All those guys fought for the World Drivers' Championship. And a lot of those guys were winning the races. If it comes down to Fernando Alonso, he did win. Lewis Hamilton did win. Mark Webber won as well. Even Jenson Button at certain races, I think, from what I remember. But Sebastian Vettel was the better driver there, and that's when the whole world knew that this guy is in his prime. And yeah, after this dominance, he had disastrous years. Even though he went to Ferrari, he was in the fight for the championship. But moments like this, Germany 2018, just defined the 2018 season. Sebastian Vettel was shaky and lost out to the championship. He had a bad car in 2020. Even this year, his final year in Formula One, but has always tried to maximize it. He didn't have the best car in 2021, but got a podium in Baku and a podium in Turkey when Lewis Hamilton won his 7th title. And this man has always done the best for the team to get the best result. And that's what people love about Sebastian Vettel, not just because he was dominant, he was a quick driver and all that, but because of the fact that he was, you could say, kind. He always had that bit of respect amongst his rivals, certain rivals. And as years have gone by in recent years, you could say this year, 2021 and 2020, he's gained a lot of respect for his competitors on and off the track. And going back to the days when he was a youngster, he had the dream of making it to Formula One. He made it to Formula One in 2007, scoring points on his debut, then moving to Toro Rosso. And from Toro Rosso, he won a race, the Italian Grand Prix, his team's home race, then got promoted to Red Bull, won 4 world championships, and had a torrid time at the start of the turbo hybrid era, went to the Scuderia Ferrari, and did the rest. Now, as a guy that has watched Sebastian Vettel for almost my entire life, and having some German roots as well, I thought I would give a few words in German. If I don't really pronounce these correct, I'm still practicing, please forgive me. Danke Seb für die Erinnerung. Wir würden es vermissen, Sie in der Formel 1 fahren zu sehen. Haben Sie einen guten Ruhestand. Well, there is no denying that Sebastian Vettel has had an emotional career, and will have an emotional race to bid farewell to our 4-time world champion. Let's all hope we can vote him for Driver of the Day in Abu Dhabi. Thank you so much for watching, and like they say, all things end. See you next time.